These beats are the purest.
These beats are the purest.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 6, Week 11 against the Funkytown Floppas versus the Purple Apes here. As the Funkytown Floppas are fighting to get their way to a playoff spot, which all they have to do to get that is just win this match. What are your thoughts right now on the chances that the Funkytown Floppas make playoffs?
I mean, it's definitely up in the air right now because they're going up against a fairly strong team in the Purple Apes, vying for a top seed in our playoffs as well. Of course, they're really only fighting for a difference between a 4 and a 5 seed being the Apes, but being the higher seed over Sea Dragons would mean you get the first map choice, so it's a pretty big advantage right now. Right, might as well get it rather than not, but Floppas, like you said, fighting for their chances of really even being in this the playoff chance at all being the A seed. But going into Arctic Peninsula here, we're going to see a Ram mirror for both these teams, and the one to look out for is going to be Shoreline Pie and Pearl Jesus. You know, this DPS duo has just got to step it up here and bring it home for side of the Funkytown Floppas.
Oh yeah, we are going to see Anakiri here coming out here by the Purple Apes. This is pretty rare. Pokemon Guy does go down to half HP going into here. Both teams are choosing a neutral here up at the top here. We are going to see the Funkytown Floppas walking up first. Shields get traded, walls get traded, slows, forms. We're going to see the form from Tommy Slot come out for Purple Jesus does go down to 1 HP here. We're going to see the Nort Logic trying to hold his own here against Pokemon Guy does fall first due to Shoreline Pie hitting a nice headshot. Nort Logic does fall asleep here from the Ana nade, or the Ana sleep by Mardox. We are going to see Shoreline Pie does get traded out here though by Tommy Slad. So right now 4v4 going in here. The huge anti here from Mardox. might lead to another kill. Tsunemi does get a pick on a Wiggle Higgle here. Right now it's in favor of the Purple Apes as Purple Jesus is 1 HP. The Dynamite comes in, gets a kill though, but Nort also gets the kill onto Tommy Slat here using Nemesis form, and it looks like it's going to be fight 1 win for the Purple Apes here.
I mean, yeah,
Going into next.
despite getting their early pick over in Pokemon Guide, just a sustain comes through Shoreline Pie. We'll find another one here, so it's a 3-on-4, just trying to save lives. But look at Real Dog here, already 95% to an orbital race. So much healing through that engagement, through that fight. A big advantage right now for the Funkytown Floppas, and they're going to push their advantage very quickly. Fire Card down as well.
Ring engage. Purple Jesus does get the pick on the Fire Carter using the ring engage. Coming in here from Riddle Dog. Nort Logic does get a pick on the Pokemon guy. But Tommy Slat evens it up. Tommy does pop his ult, leading Orbital to drop his Ray just to live here. Tommy Slat is trying to punch away, but he does die first. That's going to be a fight win for the Floppas, going 1 ult for 1 ult.
I mean, yeah, you're going to send me Fire Carter, so the fact that the Purple Apes are able to turn that around and get the Orbital Ray out of Real Dog is a huge exchange. You did have to use the Annihilation to do that, but Orbital Ray, much better ultimate as the current state of the game. And now you're looking at your own ultimates. You're going to have both the supports ready here mid-fight. Wiggle Higgle with a rally, but if you can get this Nano Boost onto Tommy Slat or Senemi, you will probably get his ultimate back very quickly here. Bob will probably open things up in this little choke, but the rally from Wiggle
Rally get popped here from Wiggle Higgle going into the fight here. We are going to see Rush just get built and Nano. We're going to see maybe one of them come out here trying to go into this room. We do see Bob get launched onto point here, giving the pressure to the Floppas to go onto point and touch. We do see the Rush here come out all the way straight down on high ground here. So we're going to see the Annihilation come out here by the Nort Logic, also with Tommy Slat getting the Nano here, punching away. Both Nano Kitsune. 3 ultimates invested here by the Purple Apes just for the 2 ultimates from the Funkytown Floppas. It seems like the Floppas win going into here. Tommy Slat's still alive though, trying to hold his own as he starts retreating. That's going to be a nice little win, ult fight win here for the Floppas.
Yeah, it is going to be a nice fight win, especially now coming with both DPS ultimates ready to go. They're still kind of staggering this fight out on towards the side. Pokemon guy, we have the visor, but only ultimate ready to go. Now Shoreline Pie with the Bob in the back.
Does get thrown onto the mini. Bob does go onto the mini, poking out Tsunemi. We're going to see a little bit split here from Ram and Pokemon guy are kind of split here from the rest of the team. I'm looking for Nort Logic to kind of walk onto the back line. They're split. Bob does go back down here. We're going to see pushing here from Tommy Slat. The Nort Logic is getting poked from both sides. The Shoreline Pie is over here on the high ground though, poking away. We're going to see the form here come out by Tommy Slat, punching away. Shoreline Pie does fall down to 1 HP here. Does get picked by Pokemon guy, which is really huge here. We're going to see Blizzard come out here for Annihilation. We're going to see, does it get frozen though? It does, but the cleanse here, the cleanse from Fire Carter. We're going to see the Orbital here come back from Riddle Dog on the point here. Tommy Slat is still in Annihilation, walking point. He does lose Annihilation, but right now it's looking like a 3v4 here in favor of the Purple Apes, and it looks like they're going to win this fight here.
And what keeps happening is the Purple Apes just keep taking this point away for free. Despite Funkytown Floppas have these long engagements, the point progress going back towards the Purple Apes now. We're going to have an even fight coming up, and only ult on the field is going to be Pokemon Guy's Tactical Visor. Mardox might be able to build the override mid-fight as well, so a big adventure for Purple Apes, getting the points for free 2 times in a row.
Yeah, we are going to go see here. The wall does come out on the Tommy Slat here. The only ult you're going to have to see here is the Visor from Pokemon Guy. And the next is going to be the Rally. But Purple Jesus does get a pick on the Tsunemi, which is really huge here. Going into last fight territory here, having one extra hero on the field is going to be really huge here. We're going to see the form fall down from the Nort Logic. Tommy Slat does get stunned and gets picked here by the stun with Purple Jesus as well, getting the final picker. Shoreline Pie does pick out Pokemon Guy going on to here point here. It's going to be last fight territory, 2 ultimates here for the Purple Apes. They just have to get this Mardox Orbital Ray onto the point here before the game ends, or the map 1 ends.
And they're going to consider a Tactical Visor as well to clear up this high ground, Orbital Ray on point, keep the team alive. It's going to be pretty tough for the Funkytown Floppas to bring it back in their favor. No ults really close to speak of. Nort Logic maybe mid-fight Annihilation, but gets caught out on the side here in the Kusuna Rush. Could spell doom for the Ramatra.
Yeah, we're going to see both support ults coming here. Out for the Purple Apes here. We're going to see Fire Carter does get a pick on the Nort, which is very huge here for the Purple Apes. This might just pull this back. As Shoreline Pie does fall on 1 HP. Purple Jesus does fall down first to Tommy Slat using his neutral. Bob does go on to point here, and just the ultimate advantage here for the Purple Apes cleans up map 1 in favor for them.
And yeah, a pretty good start there for the side of both these teams, honestly. The Purple Apes able to keep flipping the point back. One time with the Bob, one time Pokemon Guy's going down there by himself, capping that up. I was a bit of a misuse of ultimates, I think, there from Purple Apes as well. You could have used a Casino to clear the high ground, get Pokemon Guy in a better spot to use the Tactical Visor, because what we saw is the Funkytown Floppas just kind of walked away from it and didn't really get in the science of it, but it did force Tommy Slat to get a kill as well into the back of that one, so not too shabby here. And now we're swapping to a divey look from the side of the Funkytown Floppas on this point of Antarctic Peninsula. I don't really favor that one here, considering how kind of close quarters and no high ground objective control there is On the Upper
Yeah, this
Peninsula, I
is-
mean, Tommyslat's going to have a field day on the Ratra.
Oh yeah, especially if he can land a nice slow here onto the North Logic, as he's already done his bubble cycle. We're gonna see PJ and Firecutter poking it out on the coast here. It looks like they're sending Firecutter out to the edge here. The North Logic does claim point first here. The shields come out. It looks like he's just gonna brawl a little bit. It looks like the Funkytown Floppas are trying to dive onto Mardox, onto Tsunemi here. Tsunemi does fall down to half HP, does get care though. Sleep comes out onto Tommyslat. Pokemon guy, he does fall down to half. Tommyslat does get the Nemesis form kill onto North Logic though, leading the Purple Apes. Might being able to cap this first point. It looks like it is. It looks like it's going to be fight win. We're going to see Tommyslat poking away at Genji here and also Brig. We're going to see Mardox get a kill with torpedoes onto Ana. Pokemon guy also getting the Helix rocket kill onto Ana. Looks like it's going to be a fight win here for the Purple Apes.
I mean, we saw that. And just where does North Logic go? Like, he just got kind of stuck in a choke. There's nowhere he can jump and dive a support that there's not going to be sightlines for his team to be able to peel for that. And we saw the Ramach was able to punch him out of the way and force the Winston to not play in his proper sights. And also we're seeing the difference of the Ana healing versus the Juno here for Mardox. Just able to keep the team alive, much more sustained, much more damage. Realdog has to land the anti-nade to open things
Onto
up,
Tommy.
but that's good to anticipate for the
Nord does drop in here, trying to pick out a Tsunemi. Is a little bit out of his area right now. Looks like a little bit out of line. Purple G's does fall down to half HP. Tommy does leave the game.
We do have to, of course, wait for the fight to be over. Can't pause mid-fight.
They paused mid-fight.
It appears that Realdog has found...
Cheated.
He's found some
I'm
sympathy
kidding.
for the side of the Purple Apes, giving them a chance. But
He doesn't want to stagger him out and get the extra point progression. You know, I commend Riddle here, not just letting him get free point. You know.
And this is obviously where we get the ring request Tommyslat for WYND here. For the
Yes, get me in there.
on the
Get me in
tank.
there.
The difference we're seeing now on that fight in specific was, of course, the disconnect. But we did see Realdog land to 1880, forcing out a rotation from the side of the Purple Apes, which is exactly what they're going to need here to push forward on this point and get Norlogic into a spot to be able to put pressure around towards Mardox, towards Enemy. If they can force out a cooldown, like potentially like a speed ring or a coach gun, that should be good enough for Realdog or for Norlogic to just walk away. I'm seeing Nort hang around a little too much here on the Winston, knowing this really isn't a comfort character for him. So I need to see him play his life a lot better here, because you're walking into an Ashe, you're walking into a Juno, a Kiriko, or a Ramatra. It's really tough to find a pick. So your job is coming in here, get off some cooldowns, and then leave with your life. And we saw it work because Ramatra wasn't there to punish. So not too shabby. Now looking over at the side of the Floppas for their ultimates, they're going to have Nano Blade. Chill's effect is here for the chat. And Pearl G's with the Pulse Bomb, and looking pretty good for them. They should be able to hold on to this for at least a fight or two, considering we have a reset on their Mantra Alt charge for Tommyslat here.
Yeah, looking at this fight here, it looks like which player here from the Funkytown Floppas do you think paid off for the disconnect?
I mean, the one to pay off the most was always the Norlogic, because he survived the dive.
That is true. He paid him off.
He jumped into a Nemesis form Ramatra, and then Ramatra just stopped punching him. That's how we knew he kind of disconnected. So the fact they're able to do that is pretty good. But what it also does is it allows Nort to jump in with Shoreline Pie, Whirlpool Jesus on the backline, no Ramatra for the peel, and they're going to get his final little bits of the ultimates. So we're going to be close to a Nano Blade as well as a Pulse Bomb. So the fact that this fight is still kind of dragging along, and Mardox is trying to build toward the Orbit Array is feeding a lot of ult charge over to the DPS of the Funkytown Floppas, and Norlogic should have enough healing gone already, jumping on a Fire Carter to get Realdog's Nano. So the cycle can start to begin here. You can maybe look to even Nano Norlogic and jump in, build a Primal Rage, and kind of get that cycle going. So the Funkytown Floppas have a lot of options here. It depends what the Purple Apes do to counter out their ultimates, and or if Tommyslat is going to come back and play something else in the Ramatra. I wouldn't suspect a swap. The Ramatra was working. It's just unfortunate disconnect.
Yeah, Ramatra definitely is working here into the dive comp, as seen around the Funkytown Floppas here. But as you were saying, we could see a little bit of a Nano Blade going on here. We can even look at maybe a Nano Monkey to build the ult charge, as you said here. But Nano Monkey is going to be...
But to answer your question in chat, yes, Melon, there is a rule that you cannot pause mid-fight. Because we've had complaints in the past of that really throwing people off. So we wait for a fight to be over, and then we pause so that everybody can kind of get their bearings for the next one. It's not just chaos when we all pause. So yes, there is a rule for that. It's the reason why it always takes so long to pause in Aurora, is because it is actually a written rule. So to clarify that one for Melon here. While we're waiting for time to slap, we can send ourselves to a quick break and avoid the awkward stall for as long as we possibly can here. So do not go anywhere, gentlemen. Overwatch guys continue once time slap gets back for us.
These beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it.
Everybody, an unceremonious pause for us here in the cast, but we do the Funkytown Floppas, just kind of clean things up here. As Thomas said, it's fine back in the lobby. But yeah, I think we talked enough about the next fight going forward here. WYND, I'll let you take this one away as teams are setting up here. Look at the ultimate bank though for the Floppas, looking really strong right now.
Yeah, looking here though for the Purple Apes, I don't know what kind of response they're gonna have here to a Nano Blade, which might be possible. Going into here, Nano Blade would be very strong. Nano Monkey just to build the ult charge. We do see the orbital ray does come out, and both support ults coming out from the Apes though. They're not all walking with it. Only Mardox is walking with it. Shoreline Pie does get Pokemon Guy. Thomas Fag gets Nowhere. PJ gets Tsunemi. We also see Pulse come out, get Mardox. Right now it's a 2v1 right now. We just have to see Riddle and PJ come out here just to live against Tommy Slat as the timer is still ticking up here for in favor of the Floppas. I do get a nice sleep here, burning out Tommy Slat. If they could just get the stagger here, this would be really huge, which it is. That's a huge stagger here for the Funkytown Floppa here going into the next fight.
And I mean, yeah, you were calling for the Nano Blade, but we saw there earlier is Real Dog hits a 3-man anti force at the Suzu, and that means you can Nano your Winston and get just the infinite amount of piercing damage with the Tesla cannon. So honestly, a great play from them. Build up that Primal Rage, just still have the Nano, or they still have the Blade for Shoreline Pie here. So if Real can once again hit a big pulse or big anti, force out the Suzu.
You see Bob going to point here, does get Shoreline Pie very early. We are going to see the Primal here come out by the North Logic, probably pushing away the Bob off a point, trying to hold point as long as possible here, trying to let the go into the last fight territory in case they win any point here. We are going to see the North Logic does fall down to 1 HP here. Lost his Primal here, pretty weak. He does get killed by the Coach Gun, sadly. That's going to be a fight win for the Apes, possibly last fight territory.
I mean, yeah, we saw in the third-person perspective there, Purple Juice was going for a flank, but just didn't have the timing down to go in with the team. Losing Shoreline Pie, the Bob, not a good start. But now the ultimates are heavily in favor of Funkytown Floppas. It is last fight territory for them. So if they can just use this Blade, get out some cooldowns, they can re-engage with their rally, look for a mid-fight Pulse Bomb. I like their chances here, but Semi finds an early pick once again.
Huge anti on the Pokemon Guy. Pokemon Guy does fall down to low HP. Shoreline Pie does go on to Firecutter. Does he live? No, he does die based on Tsunemi here. That is one character less here for the Funkytown Floppas. We do see the rally come out here. PJ does get Pokemon Guy. Right now, it's an even trade here. We do see the Annihilation is out here. We could see it get pulled here. Trying to go for the fight win. Are we going to see the pulse on him maybe to get picked? PJ does still have Pulse, and we have Nano Pulse. Last two ultimates here. It's just Anna and PJ here on point. PJ does have to touch here. We do see the Nano on to Genji. Genji is trying to push away. We are going to see Firecutter maybe half HP. Firecutter is 1 HP. We're going to see maybe a melee kill. Yes, we do. Shoreline Pie does get both supports here. Going on here, trying to touch, just holding his point as long as possible. We do see the anti-nade. Huge. Pokemon Guy does have his Blizz, though. We are going to see the North Logic fall frozen millimeters away from the barrier. And that is possibly that is guaranteed going to be a map 2 round 1 win for the Purple Apes going in map 1.
A huge play at the end there for Pokemon Guy. They shut down the Blade, and what that does, it basically just destroys the entire game plan. They're at least try to get one kill with the blade there if you are Shoreline Pie, but sadly couldn't get that. Just the peel from Mardox was too much, and losing out on that blade, it forces PJ to kind of use his pulse bomb willy-nilly. Couldn't really follow up anything that much, so honestly, just a great play from the support line of the Purple Apes, keep themselves alive through all those ultimates, and going into map 2, we'll need to see some adaptation for the Funkytown Floppas as their playoff hinges on this match. And with that being said, we'll go to a quick break. We'll go to a quick break, and yeah, we already have a map picked already, so maybe we won't go to a break. Maybe I'll let you kind of talk a little bit as we get Circuit Royale here ready, which of course is the Funkytown Floppas kind of default because you got this guy called Shoreline Pioneer team who is very good at the Woodmaker and can definitely make Circuit Royale work.
Yeah, looking at here, we do see Flambo Jambo is getting a little bit of flashbacks, apparently. I wonder what happened to him on Circuit Royale for the Purple Apes. Maybe they lost. Maybe it was in a scrim. You never know here. Going in, it doesn't seem that either team is ready yet. So going in here, just going to talk a little bit.
And no, it's not. It's flashback. He's ringing, so he's talking about when the Funkytown Floppas played off against Sweden Slouchers, and he had AC Design versus Shoreline Pie. And it was a really close back and forth affair, but I think at the end of the day, we kind of gave the victory over to Shoreline Pie with a couple more necessary picks found for his team to win that map, I think. So I think, honestly, getting the flashbacks to the Shoreline Pie Widowmaker is definitely warranted here for Flambo Jambo. It's definitely been in the St. Jack Hero so far this season, and we'll see if there are any swaps as well for either team. Of course, we do have Flambo still sitting in the wings, and we're not going to get to see any Flambo just yet.
We're just going to go right in.
Yeah, right into Circuit Royale, and I think if I had to, if I was a betting man, I'd probably say we're going to a 1-1 series here, which is how good Shoreline Pie's been looking on Circuit Royale so far this season. But Senemi has also shown some prowess on the hit scan, so can't quite them out just yet. But Apes are definitely fighting uphill here.
Oh yeah, looking at this though, going into this next map here, you're probably going to see Poke versus Poke, but just give me 2 seconds here. Let's take a little peek here. Yeah, we are going to see Sig v Sig. We're going to see the double sniper here come out here from the Funkytown Floppas with Pokemon Guy favored onto the Ash here. I don't know if it's a little bit more of a comfort pick or just not wanting to play double snipers into higher SR snipers. But we are going to see Zen Bap here coming out from the Funkytown Floppas, and then Brig Bap here expecting a little bit of a dive for the Apes here, but they're not going to get what they're seeking if the Floppas stay at what they're on right now.
They're not probably expecting a dive. In fact, what they're playing for is just get the Immortality field over for their Sigma, while also the Brigitte can kind of hold her shield and peek for Widowmaker shots and play further back and look for the packs on the team to keep them nice and healthy, whereas Wiggle Higgle will have to go into sightlines to find the team to hit these orbs. The Discord could be big. Like I said, Shoreline Pie
getting the nice pick, first pick here on the Senemi here, going into this first fight here. You're going to see Nort Logic poking away here. Going into here, we're going to see Shoreline Pie building. Already 20% ult after that first pick here. So 17. We're going to go see Pokemon Guy does fall down, start burning. He is still alive, though. Holding on by a thread. Is going to get shot here. Nord Logic is poking away. But right now, they're just kind of neutraling.
I mean, down your Widowmaker on defense, you can't really hold his corner too effectively. Down these sightlines, Shoreline Pie can dominate these for now. But Sunmi should be back to the fight here pretty shortly. So now still 5-on-5, and the Widows have found each other, so now it's just Sigma just kind of pelting the balls back and forth here on cart, trying to get anything moving, but one pick from Widowmaker will break wide open, and there it is.
Yep, Senemi does get the pick on the Shoreline Pie, leading the Purple Apes, being able to push a little bit further. We do see the Immortality Lamp fall down from Riddle here. Walking forward, hands are exchanged. Shield is down from Norlogic. He is half HP. Shield comes out to block off his supports, trying to get a pick here. He does get rocked. PJ does get the pick on the Senemi, though. It's a 4 versus 4 here, and favored for the Floppas as they have a sniper here. Going in. Hands is... Tommy Sled does use his hands. Mardox does fall down to half HP. We're going to see the window here. Diz come out by Mardox, trying to hold this point here until they get their sniper back. Senemi. Nort does fall down from Tommy Sled through the window, which is very huge. And then Senemi does get the pick onto Shoreline Pie, leading the Apes here, holding the first objective going into the next fight.
And yeah, that corner is so hard to push into a BAP window. Mardox building that just in time to force out the Funkytown Floppas from that engagement. And we're seeing the Widowmaker differential, aside from that first pick going the way of Senemi so far, doing a great performance here on defensive Widowmaker, showing off the advantage of these long sight lines on the defense can hold, but Wiggle will have the Transcends to stop out Tommy's Gravitic Flux here, and with the Dragon Purple Jesus probably following Nort Logics, I can see the Floppas taking this fight, but they have to go, they got to get up or Marduk's Immortality Field and then press that go button immediately. You cannot hit around and wiggle your fingers here.
Yeah, going into this, the North does fall down to 1 HP here from a Widowmaker shot. Going in here, we do see the ult advantage into the Funkytown Floppas. Just have to click the buttons. Dragons does come out. Does get a pick on the Pokemon guy, splitting Tommy Slat from his team with the Dragons. Both DPS down are down for the Apes. Going in here, we're going to see PJ and the North. We do see the rally here. Does come out by Firecutter, but it gets traded for the window from Riddle. Holding out as this first objective is trying to be capped here by the Funkytown Floppas. We do see Tommy Slat does fall down to the Storm Arrows of PJ through the window. And that's going to be an objective 1 capture for the Funkytown Floppas.
And yeah, they didn't listen to my fight plan, but that fight plan was also very good. Using Nortlogic's pressure to force him back while getting smushed in by Purple Jesus with this Dragon Strike. They may have been playing for the Immortality Field Force with the Flux, but they're able to get the kills default with Shoreline Pie finding the kill of an Ascendme, getting the revenge on the Widowmaker. Now 2-2, if anyone's keeping track, but Sight's expected to hear from Shoreline Pie, and we'll kind of force a slow play from the Apes right now. We're probably going to get this car about halfway up the hill before the fight really breaks out. Pokemon guy will have Bob for a contest, but Wiggle still has the Transcendence for stopping the Radic Flux. And Shoreline Pie.
A pick from Shoreline Pie on the Pokemon. And it's Enemy. That's 2 headshots back to back. Are we going to even see a third? We do see Lamp does come out here by Marduk trying to stable his team. Right now, as the objective is still moving for the Floppas, they're fighting their way. Norton is trying to pick out Firecutter, but they're just stabling right now. They just have to hold. Probably 3 on cart would be the best here. We do see Bob and Flux come out here from the Apes here. We do see Transcendence come out just to save Riddle. Going into the next, we do see Flux does get rocked, and the window comes out by Marduk here. 3 ultimates from the Apes and 2 from the Floppas trying to hold out in this little corner. Shoreline Pie does get another pick on this enemy though with a headshot, leading very favorably for the Floppas as they're up. We do see Lamp does come out, very needed to stable their team. PJ does get a pick onto Pokemon guys. Shoreline Pie another headshot onto Marduk's. He is just slamming them back and forth to rock and gets another pick onto Tommy. Purple Juice does fall down low and Shoreline Pie cleans up this fight.
Yeah, the first map I pointed out that we need to see the Funkytown Floppas DPS step up for their team to have a chance making playoffs, and we're seeing that both these snipers going crazy right now, finding heads, finding kills. Very impactful ones at that as well going into these fights, and now we're looking at it. Pokemon guy swaps to the Soldier, which I'm not quite sure how that's better than the Ash in this situation. The Ash is actually looking pretty good for Pokemon guy, but I know Soldier is a cover pick for him. But we're going to have Dragons as well as Sights for both DPS ready to go, and if they don't, reclaims high ground in case Shoreline Pie gets taken out by Firecutter of all people.
Firecutter does push off Shoreline Pie.
I think that's a worthy reaction there in chat, but still 1 for 1.
1 for 1 trade, and you do lose your Brig. I think is in favor still for the Floppas, because a Brig pick for a Widow is pretty fine here. You just got to carry the Widow sight line from Tsunemi, but PJ says no, we don't need to carry this. He just gets a pick going into here. The Floppas are having 4 people compared to the 3 from the Purple Apes, moving around this last corner here, going for a full capture. We're going to have to see it in favor of the ultimates here for the Funkytown. Actually, they're pretty even, but Funkytown Floppas. Tommy does pop his Flux. Does it get rocked? It does get rocked. Huge here. Right now, I think it's even for rocks on the ults. We do see the window here and the rally from Riddle and Firecutter. Firecutter does fall down to 1 HP. Might even get picked. Does get the stable here, and that's going to be a fight win for the Purple Apes. As Shoreline Pie falls down by Pokemon guy.
And yeah, I mean, a very, I should say, greedy window there from Real Dog, trying to stay alive, very selfish. As Firecutter goes in for the kind of engage on the Baptiste, but not too bad. You also got Rally out of it, so really good exchange there and support ultimates. And Nort close to a Dragon here, or close to a Gravitic Flux, where Pro G's can follow up with a Dragon once again. So once Nort gets this, it's probably going to be the go key. Senmi trying to find a pick and bring back, but Pokemon guy down early. Not the best start for Purple Apes.
Firecutter does fall out half HP. They do have to use Lamp to stable here. Wendell comes out from Marduk trying to stable his team. Tommy does get a pick using the rack on the Nort, but Shoreline Pie gets Tsunemi. That's got trade from character to character here, for Sig, Widow for Widow, in favor here for the Purple Apes as they still have their tank. They just have to stay. They have to stable here, play the poke, can't cancel out that Shoreline Pie Widow angle. Shoreline Pie is getting a little bit wider angle here, leading the Purple Apes to walk away as Tommy does fall on to 1 HP. Does get picked by Shoreline Pie, which is very huge here. Going into this next possibly final fight. Shoreline does get another on the Bardox. This is very good here, but it does get traded out. But hey, you can't be mad at that if you're a Shoreline Pie enjoyer, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you get the Sigma and the Baptiste, the two people who can stay alive on cart long enough, but they're not actually pushing the card. They're opting to take this high ground control, but the card is kind of the objective here. They're trying to get Enemy out of the fight. They will do just that, and now probably someone will start touching this cart, push it forward. But we do have a big
Flux here does come out by the Nort Logic, slamming down Tommy. Tommy does fall down to low speed. We might see the counter flex, but no, he does fall down. He is half HP. He did fall. We're going to see the Venture here come out by Tsunemi. Final touch, possibly. Trying to just stall out, letting his team get onto the objective. Just buying as much time as possible here by Tsunemi. Trying to whittle down the clock. We do see him come up here. Nobody is touching the point. The pressure. We do see Window here come out by Riddle Dog. But then the Flux here by Tommy Slat. Gets traded here for the Transcendence by Whittle Higgle. PJ does get tube. Gets Pokemon Guy and Tsunemi. Pops his ult onto point. Whittle does fall down to low speed. Tommy fall downs next by the Nort Logic. Going into this final fight, looking like it's going to be Floppas getting a full cap as Whittle Hill does get Mardox, and then PJ does get Fire Carter. Final touch is Venture. Stalling. Pokemon Guy does come out with a visor, but PJ does get a headshot kill with Storm Arrows, and that's going to be a capture of 3rd point for the Funkytown Floppas.
And before we go to our next half, gotta give a shout out to Metword and chat with the Prime. Thank you so much for that one. Always appreciate it. Get to skip the mad ad break, so good for you there, my man. But now going into this match, we're looking at it. We're seeing the DPS really going back and forth here, but it's those fights where the DPS for the Flop is really taking another level, especially Purple Jesus. You know, we expect Shoreline Pie to find a pick or two here and there, but there's some fights where Purple Jesus lands log after log into the head of his enemies and building very quick Dragon Strikes, which have been very impactful so far this map. So the DPS line on the Double Sniper look and Circuit Royale looking very good so far. We'll see some adaptations coming up from the Purple Apes, but it's fairly tough. Let's be try to counter on, you know, when people are landing headshots, there's not much response to it. You can't really, oh guys, what if we swap this up? Well, when Shoreline Pie is clicking heads and killing you instantly, there's not much you can change. Now, in terms of changes, we are seeing a bit of a one with Pokemon Guy onto the May and send me over onto the Sojourn. I don't know about the Sojourn just because of how she kind of works. In order to build that charge, you gotta stay in the sidelines of the enemy team and kind of shoot shields, shoot the enemies, and that should allow Shoreline Pie to maybe find a noggin here or there. But if Senemi thinks it'll work, I trust him. But honestly, Senemi was, you know, being fairly competitive with Shoreline Pie in the Widow 1v1, and I'm shocked to see a swap.
Oh yeah, looking at this with the Pokemon Guy onto the May and their Ram, it looks like they're really trying to swing these corners and try to make as much space as possible with this comp. Try to probably get a May wall onto the snipers, trying to block out their line of sight and then allow the Ram to walk up there, and that's just try to brawl them out.
I mean, they're trying to wall off Nort Logic. That's what they're trying to do here. They want Nort Logic to drop down, fight this cart, get a wall, isolate the Sigma, get that kill. That's the game plan here.
Fire Guard does fall down to PJ's. Storm Arrows leading really good here for the hold. Now Shoreline Pie does get Tsunemi as well. We're going to see both two characters fall down for the Apes. If they're still trying to fight, Ram is just going in, trying to get some picks, but he does fall short on Pie. He does get Pokemon Guy in time. He cleans up with 3 this fight.
And this is why I don't like Soldier into Widowmaker
Like
Senemi, because we saw Senemi on the stairs trying to poke out Nort Logic shield, build that charge, but Shoreline Pie just finds the pixels they need to get that headshot. And we're seeing that the Sojourn is going to struggle here if Shoreline Pie's landing shots like this, but Shoreline Pie's way out in the open here. Could get punished, gets it back to the team in time, but still, I don't know about the DPS line here for the Purple Apes. We'll have to see if they can get in order to actually drop and touch, because that's what they need. They're going for speed ring engaged on the high ground, though, so good change.
There we are going to see the rock on to Tommy Slat here. We do see the wall, not the best wall, but hey, it gets him off the high ground, which is really what you're looking here for the Purple Apes. You just really want to clear these high grounds and make space using this comp that they have. They're just waiting for their wall CD to come back and try to wall off. Going in here, they're just kind of AFKing, waiting for that wall seeding as they swing here with the ring, with the slow, with everything, with Nemform. They're all running in, trying to get a nice pick here. Going in, Tommy does fall down to half HP though. They're still making space, so that's really at the end of the day what their comp really wants to do here. Prevent the sniper's sight lines. PJ does fall to half HP. Window does come out by Riddle, but Senemi does get a pick on the PJ. No, it does get the retake here onto Senemi. When then the orbital from Mardox onto point. Tommy Slat does get the pick on the Nort and Riddle Dog and Wiggle. All 3 of them, and that's going to be a 0.1 capture here for the Apes.
Yeah, we're seeing the Purple Apes comp identity becoming a bit of a factor here. We see when they're actually allowed to get in your face, they destroy you instantly on the sniper comp, because we saw Norton Pearl Jesus get melted pretty much as soon as they saw the enemy Ramattra use that form. But you did have to use Overwatch to get that point. But that fight before, like I said, a battle with Pokemon guy, I disagree. The Pokemon guy wall forced him off the high ground, but also forced Rolo like Immortality Field. That gets you so much space for your Widowmaker to work with, or Enemy to work with. So, honestly, a really good Wolf Pokemon guy. That one maybe not as much, but the Dragon Strike Pearl Jesus will start the fight off.
The rally does come out here by Firecutter, and then the Overclock. We're going to see 2 ultimates coming out. And the Blizz, they're really going all in here, trying to get this pick. Which, fair enough, you pop 3 ultimates, you just clean up. Looks like PJ falls down next, and then Tommy Slat does get the final pick here. If you're Funkytown Floppa, I don't feel bad, but honestly, looks like the point might have been capped. Really well-deserved ults going in here, maybe with 5 minutes, looks like, on to 3rd point.
Yeah, Tommy Slat holding so close, not lying to the touch. Nobody's going to be able to get it on. So now a 5-minute time bank here. Now Annihilation from Tommy Slat as well. If they get a pick,
and Annihilation do come out. Tommy does get the pick on the Shoreline Pie, but then Wiggle does Trop Trance on, is trying to get his whole team back. Trying to break away line of sight of that Annihilation, trying to cancel out the 3-second timing. Annihilation does fall down, but Riddle Dog does get the pick on the Sunenemy using the torpedoes. And it looks like it's gonna... They're still brawling here, but Nort Logic does get a rock on the Firecutter. No, it doesn't. It doesn't get blocked. Tommy takes his opportunity to walk in a little bit. PJ is half HP. And it looks like that was pretty good for the Apes, I'm not gonna lie.
And I mean, if you're Shoreline Pie, I don't understand the Sojourn swap here. The Widowmaker is doing so well. And maybe just more pressure on the front line of the Ramattra here with the charging shots, but we're seeing now, with no fear of the Widowmaker, how aggressive the Apes are playing, just pushing into your team, no fear whatsoever of the sight lines. So we're going to see a swap.
You see the orbital from Mardox come out here, and Tommy Slat does get a kill with Vortex, and then Pokemon Guy and the Nort Logic PJ falls down next. And I don't know, man, the ultimates here from the Purple Apes are looking really good.
And some big swaps as well here from the Funkytown Floppas going another Mantra over another Venture for a bit of a stall. They're going to go over to Ray for a touch as well. Shoreline Pie, the Overclock. They got to get something out of the Overclock.
Overray does come out here. Nort Logic is... Pokemon Guy is forced to block here. Try to get the pick onto that. Pokemon Guy does fall down. Shoreline Pie does get Mardox. Nort does get... Pokemon Guy gets Tommy, and maybe even a 3rd, trying to mimic here what Tommy just did on first point. But no, Shoreline Pie does get the 3rd pick.
Yeah, and we see there Shoreline Pie doesn't get picked early. The difference that this Sojourn is making right now with the high charge shots, getting those picks, get the damage on the Ramattra, force them away, force us some cooldowns. So I like what I'm seeing here, but the issue is the swaps might come just a little bit too late here. There's going to be 3 ults basically when this fight begins, as well as a 4th with Thomas has Annihilation online once the cart really begins to move forward. So this could just be a devastatingly fast time bank here for the Purple Apes, and the Funkytown Floppas love scratching their heads, but if Shoreline Pine get one more pick, it might change things.
Overclock does come out here by some enemy and rally from Firecutter. Shoreline Pie does fall down first, and that's just going to be clean up. Pokemon Guy does get PJ, and Tommy does get Nort Logic. We do see the Transcendence to stall, try to get his team back as soon as possible, with Shoreline Pie coming back first here. With Overclock, he's going to have to slide on the point. With OC, somebody has to touch the Blizz here, and all the ultimates here. If we see 4 ults from the Purple Apes, just clean up with the 3-minute 27-second time bank going into overtime.
Yeah, you see the swaps. I don't mind Nort Logic swapping over their Ramattra because they already used ultimate, but Purple Jesus over onto the Venture just a little bit too late there. And the Hanzo, again, wasn't doing too bad. The Hanzo is kind of playing as well into your sort of comp identity you had going, which is just burst down their Ramattra, brawl the shield, which your Storm Arrow can do that plenty fine. No reason to change. You know, Shoreline Pie going to the Sojourn does make sense once you kind of saw how they adapted their play, but honestly, just the difference between the Brigitte and Juno against the Baptiste Zenyatta there for the brawl, we saw those last couple of fights. They was able to walk down, the Funkytown Floppas, send them back, strain the resources, and just way more effective health pool, basically, for the Purple Apes here. And now, with only a minute in your time bank, you're down to your snipers once again, finding early picks and trying to get some progress on this cart, because you're at a very uphill battle right now for the Funkytown Floppas, trying to avoid going down 2-0 on kind of like your signature maps for the season. And yeah, we'll have to see if Shoreline Pie and Pearl Jesus have more magic up their sleeves, or if the Purple Apes are, you know, eyeing that 4-seed, eyeing that first map choice against Sea Dragons next week.
Yeah, going into this, we are going to see the Torbjorn here and the Ramattra coming out here for the defense, trying to just, I don't know, poke out. I guess, with the turret. Is they're playing pretty far back, though. They're trying to give the first corner here. I'm thinking letting the space here. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're giving him a lot of space. I'm not exactly sure about this one. I guess maybe just trying to avoid the shoreline pie, play your corner, really kind of engage the brawl on this corner last second. I mean, I see what they're doing. They're just not letting shoreline pie take a shot. That's kind of that's their whole game plan, and honestly, not too bad of an adaptation mid-fight here for the side of the Purple Ace. But the jump shot could land a good distance, but doesn't get it. So now here comes your
We're gonna see the swing here by the Nor logic going on. Tommy said is punching away here. Senemi does fall down to the shoreline pie, does get a little bit greedy and peeks the Widowmaker. Tommy does fall down to one by Purple Jesus and he gets the headshot kill. 2 headshot kills from both the DPS here for the Funkytown Floppas, and that's just 2 kills. In general, allowing maybe even the Kappa first here. Pokemon guy does fall down to 1 HP and shoreline pie does get the clean up. Really good here for your Floppa because Pokemon guy is going to get a bad spawn potentially. It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
Going to get a good spawn, I think.
Yep, Pokemon guy does get the good spawn here. Very close, milliseconds away. I would love to say that.
Early immortality field though as well, being forced up from Real Dog, so the Apes could find advantage. But you've already got point A if you are the Funkytown Floppas, so a good start. And Firecard down early.
Jump onto point here, going fast, trying to clean up. Tommy is in by himself though.
The
C9. The C9. Senemi does get 2 at the end as well, though, so it might not only just be a C9, but also them just cleaning up. But that is disheartening to see as an Overwatch player.
Yeah, that's tough. But I want to go back to point A as well. While we saw the Floppas find the advantage there, we saw how the Apes were kind of playing pretty far back, looking for that engage on the Sigma, trying to just rush on the corner and get the opening kill. But what happened was they kind of split. They went up on the high ground, and what that did, it gave Shoreline Pie just enough shot to get the kill onto Senemi, whereas if you kind of stayed in the bridge in the underpass, he wouldn't have had that angle. So a bit of a misplay on the rotation there from the Apes gives the Funkytown Floppas point A and gives them hope. But the issue is, C9, of course, definitely sucks, but it's not over just yet because Circle L is easily holdable on A if your DPS can come to play, and it's definitely doable now for the Funkytown Floppas. It was a much worse position than it was 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, going into this, though, we might still... Yeah, we're going to see the Ram and May. Them just trying to get out, trying to poke out, trying to get the Sigma off the high ground. Because if Sig is not on the high ground, what are the DPS doing on the high ground? We are not going to see the doubles. No, we're not. We're going to see them running the Ram comp here.
I mean,
the Purple Apes just showed us.
They're probably doing the same thing because... And what they're going to do is they're not going to go up on the high ground and get
teams
in the
are
sight line.
Copy and pasted. Now, this is just skill... Folks, there is no theory change here. It's just skill versus skill, team versus team, as each team has the same exact characters here.
Yeah, very kind of slow, methodical approach from both these teams. Still seeing no Widowmaker, seeing no Sigma. They can stay on this high ground and get Shoreline Pine Pro Jesus in the advantageous position of the high ground.
The ring does go to Tommy. Walking up a little bit, making space, just threatening this angle that he can walk whenever he wants, and he chooses this is now the time to go. Pokemon Eye does get the headshot kill on the Shoreline Pie.
The better sniper.
The better sniper here. As they just make this first corner. This is looking not too good for the Funkytown Floppas as you're down, and they're just going to carry this momentum and snowball. PJ does have to use his block. He's going to probably get picked here going in because he's not able to get as much care as he wants. And Firecard just cleans up with 2 people. Gets both PJ and Wiggle, but the wait. The Floppas does get 3 going on Senemi, last 1 point. And then they just have to burn down Tommy. All they have to do is burn down Tommy Slat here. Now this is crazy, guys, because now they can go back to the start of first and hold. This is not over for the Funkytown Floppas. They're like, we are not giving up this. We're not giving up a second map here for the Apes.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the difference here in the Juno All-Charge. Real Dog already had the override rate, and now where the cart is, huge advantage right now for the Funkytown Floppas. They can play this corner, play their style, play their pace. That's a huge turn of events here, as they just barely clutch that one out. Pokemon Guy closes to the Blizzard here, about 20% more than Pearl Juice, so could catch them off guard if they're not ready for it.
We're going to see the ring drop here. Orbital does come out here by Riddle. I feel like it was a little too early personally here. We do see the Blizz by Pokemon Guy.
Oh, no.
Does get Nor is most likely going to fall here. Never mind, he does have his form. He pops Annihilation to live here. Firecard does pop Rally in response. We do see Mardox finally built his 3 ultimates from the Purple Apes. We do see the Blizz gets Ajaxed by the stun. The Blizz does get stunned out by Fire Carter in the Ajax. PJ is still on point. Low HP though, does get picked. Shoreline Pie's overclock does fall out. Riddle's the last one on point. Mardox cleans up with Shoreline Pie, and then the missiles on Riddle. We're gonna see the ball having to touch as it's the last 50 seconds, folks, but there's no ultimates for the Apes.
Yeah, it's not looking too good right now. Wiggle Higgle is back with the rally, though, so definitely not as dire as they possibly
Letting his
could be.
team come back. Shoreline Pie and Riddle are coming back. Wait, Firecard is just gonna pick on the Wiggle. Senemi gets to pick on the PJ. We're down. Nort is low HP. Don't know if he's gonna be able to stay here as the Purple Apes are completely stable still. They're trying to hold their ground here. 1 meter from the objective, and that's gonna be map 2, folks, in favor of the Purple Apes.
And I mean that makes you think what would have happened if the Floppas stayed on the cart there towards the end, but it will be a 5-4 win on Circuit Royale for the Purple Apes. A very close back and forth affair. Probably a lot better showing for the Floppas than compared to the first map, but still couldn't bring it home. And now really on the edge here. Need a reverse sweep against a higher seeded team to keep your playoff hopes alive. Definitely not looking good here for the Floppas, but they'll do so after a short break. Don't go anywhere. Overwatch Clash will continue after this.
These beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it.
my one desire. All my fears hold me back from success. All the racks, these is facts though. Mountain Dew back throw, but what do I lack, yo? I come in the crack dust, so you better back up. Size my ways coming through, samurai jack. My rhymes are sharper, they go harder than a stainless steel tack. Pull a jack out of the deck, and I play what I handed. You complaining, you ungrateful, you just take it for granted. Twist it, turn it when I burn it, yeah, I'm making it slam. Hop in the pool, and I go swimming when I demon again. I will hand myself a Grammy, but I know that I can't. I'm so sunny as ever, isn't hot in here, what is the weather? Light like a feather, tell her, hey fella, one night she put off her feet, Cinderella, yeah, she the belle of the ball. No one compares like a doll, to think that she hit the goal. I might maybe be wrong, I sing to these songs. Anxiety in my life is making me exhausted, need to be free.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Aurora Overwatch Class Season 6, Week 11, Funkytown Floppas versus the Purple Apes here. As we're looking, possibly the Purple Apes here are looking for a sweep, but there's always the chance here of the reverse sweep, which would be so hyped to watch and cast here. What are your thoughts on that, Booney?
I'd agree. This map has a lot hanging on it right now because with the Floppas trying to stay alive in the playoff race here, and the Apes trying to secure the 4th seed with a map differential over the City Sea Dragons. So a lot going on here. A lot of people cheering for different sides here in the chat. And we did have a bit of confusion on ringer playtime requirements for Flambo Jumbo here, ringer for Panini, hence the delay, but those have been since figured out, and Flambo Jumbo has come in for Kings Row. And now what we're seeing is we're going to be looking at Flambo Jumbo on the support and Firecar swapping over on to the DPS. Firestar Boss, I do not go into the game too early because we're sitting here for 30 seconds anyway. Might as well get a funny little map info screen. So you become producer there, big dog, and we'll watch the game as long as you want, pal. But going in here,
We'll hold the game hostage.
Fire Carter will be on the Pharah and kind of challenging Shoreline Pie to take him out of the sky.
Oh yeah, looking at here too, we are going to see the Junker Queen onto KR, something that I personally don't see often here. We do see Tracer going onto light here, trying to pick out Flambo Jambo, trying to put pressure. Shoreline Pie also going up top. Queen is going in, trying to get a pick here, but does get dissuaded by Tommy Slat's Nemesis form. We're going in here, we're still kind of neutraling. Tommy does get pulled in front of his shield, does go down to half HP, possibly looking to get picked here. Shoreline Pie could get the damage onto him. Going on to here. Firecutter is looking half, Enemy is half HP now. Nort Logic is still on point. Fighting away, Tommy Slat trying to poke. Shoreline Pie does get the railgun kill onto Firecutter here, leading into the Funkytown Floppas, having a little bit of a lead. Poking away, the axe goes out, hits Enemy. Going into here, Tommy Slat is trying to hold this a point with all he can, but having Shoreline Pie on the height, just poking away, also hurts you. Tommy does get a pick on a Riddle, which is really good because you do get the Juno pick out of the way, allowing the Purple Apes to be able to stable here. And it looks like it might be a fight 1 win, but we're still fighting away.
Yeah, still going back and forth here on the point, but with Wicca Heal down, that will probably dissuade any further attackers from the Floppas going in for the touch. Marduk's close over to Ray as well, and yeah, here finally the fight is being decided. Marduk just barely gets out with the help of Thomas that land that punch onto People G's forced the recall, and now looking at the ultimate for both these teams are going to have a Rampage as well as the Pulse Bomb for the side of the Floppas, but the Barrage Annihilation as well as the Orbital Ray online for the Purple Apes. Very good defensive ultimates here to stave off any aggression coming through. Riddle will probably have the Orbital Ray mid-fight, or maybe they're playing slow, trying to build that up here. It looks like they're kind of poking and prodding, trying to get some damage. Shoreline Pie finds an opening pick, and they can press that go button, but here comes the speed run through Hotel, so real good rotation coming through, but gets caught up by the...
You see Firecutter using the Barrage Yonder Logic, does get the early pick here. Really good here. We do see the pulse on the Flambo, but it does not hit him. It hits his shield, allowing him to live here. That's ult for ult. But it looks like the Funkytown Floppas are going to stable here. I'm really looking for this Rampage onto Orbital here. Going to be really good here for the Funkytown Floppas. They're kind of stable right now.
Yeah, kind of stable, but we saw that speed ring call through the Hotel. Honestly, a great idea. If Firecard didn't have Barrage, Firecard lands it just in time and gets no logic out of the way. So the tank gong makes it pretty tough. Overrays are going to exchange here on a front. Rampage is big.
Nort does go on here with the Rampage. Very huge. Hits an anti. Rallies get traded out. Trying to fight out here. It looks like the Purple Apes are trying to stable on the point, but they do get picked here, which is kind of the fight plan I was kind of looking for. Orbital into Orbital and then Rampage. Looks like that's going to be a really nice fight win here for the Funkytown Floppas.
Yeah, you
going
do.
into point B.
You do have to invest some pretty heavily ultimates, and you haven't won just quite yet. Still 1 for 1, but Naruto gets in the back line, getting these kills out of the islands. There are probably no touches here for the Purple Apes, but they use Bob for the touch, so they're not getting up just yet here. Still trying
Bob
to go for it.
is touching. They're not there yet. Nort is too far ahead here. Wiggle does fall down to 1 HP.
Oh, no.
Nort is just somewhere in the back line going into here as Tommy is stabling onto the point. It does not turn over yet, folks.
Has an
PJ does fall down to 1 HP. Nort is stuck behind still. They are going to try to poke him out, stagger him a little bit. Firecarter is going on into that. Shoreline Pie does have the overclock here. We are going to have to carry that. But we do see Barrage already back by Firecarter. The Barrage does get Nort Logic, and it looks like it might be last fight territory. But PJ does get the pulse bomb onto Sunami. With Tommy Slack coming out here with the Annihilation, getting to pick on the Riddle. What a Bob onto point here. We do see overclock come out. Tommy does go to 1 HP. Shoreline Pie trying to clutch up here. Shooter in a shield, 1 HP. He does fall. What a Bob onto point, though, all I'm saying.
Senami with a Bob clutch to touch last second. But the Floppas just biting off
too
way
far
more
ahead.
they can choose, but it was looking pretty rough there. They had it. They had point A, but they decided to chase in the spawn, try to get some last staggers, and they did get the kills, but they didn't kill the Ash with the Bob on point, and then a lot of times had to come back in with Nemesis form with Annihilation and really stave off any further aggression from the Floppas. So definitely a really big problem for them now, with only 87.6% separating them from a victory, and the Purple Apes or the Sea Dragons are definitely losing faith in the number 4 seed and losing out on the potential to take that first map choice away from their Apes for it now. But still not over just yet for the Floppas. They need to show a little bit more fight here for their playoff hopes and for the hopes of the City Sea Dragons. And I wonder if we're going to see Purple Apes doing a bit of funny stuff here in the Roadhog section, but it could just be for spawn. But looking at the other side, no more Junker Queen, go for onto the Ramatra. Just way more life on point and back to more high ground control for this DPS here with the Hanzo, with the Ash, still with sticking with the Juno, with the Brig. It has had been enough healing so far in the series, so stick with it, why not? But it's really up to, once again, I keep saying the entire series, the DPS for the Funkytown Floppas have kind of kept them in it so far on Circle Royale, and they need to do it again here. Backs against the wall, 87.6% away from them, and the season being over.
Yeah, not only that, I believe here the Funkytown Floppas, they do have to get this win just to qual. Going into here, though, we do see the Ram still. We do see the swap back to Ram from Tommy Sled here. Senami does fall down first by the North. Just from neutral here, going into here. Shoreline Pie is poking away up top as Firecutter is trying to get onto the back line. Forms do get traded here in favor of Tommy as he still has his form later on. Firecutter does get picked by the Coach Gun from Shoreline Pie here. Still in favor of the Funkytown Floppas. Huge missiles, though, from Marnox trying to build that ult quickly. Looks like it's going to be fight 1 win for the Funkytown Floppas.
Firecutter sells out the far over, back over to the Genji. Way more pressure on the dive, on the Hanzo especially. It's going to be having a rougher time against this Genji. But a good start so far for Funkytown Floppas. Shoreline Pie controlling the high ground for now. Building close to a Bob. They get the Bob online. They probably don't do the same thing as Senami, which throw the Bob up, down everybody on point, but it's a good ultimate for holding. Semi flying low again here as well, and going to get healed up. Speed ring 4, so big cooldowns being used by the side of Purple Apes so far.
Yeah, everybody is on height here for the Purple Apes. I'm looking here for the Funkytown Floppas to make a rotate here, not into the Genji though, as everybody's going to drop from behind here, and it lets the entire backline. No, they're choosing to stay on the high ground here. Brig is stuck in a 1v1 against the Genji, does get picked by Mardox. PJ does get the re-kill though onto Firecarter. Right now 4-4, and they do rotate all the way. Now they can just perma-farm Firecarter here, potentially.
Yeah, the map is completely flipped, but Mardox to Orbital
does
Ray.
come out by Mardox though. The Nort Logic is falling down to half HP. Bob does fall too. We do see the trade in Orbitals and Bob. Alright, hey, I do not hate that. It is 2 ults though from the defending side going into here when we do see 4 ults coming up close here for the Purple Apes.
Yeah, and Apes appear to be playing for that classic comp maneuver of just build ults and then bush them all in the one fight and get that 1 point you need. And it's going to be tough to hold on down Orbital Ray. Wiggle Higgle has to build his rally in time. If Pro Jesus can get a big Dragon Strike here on the rotation, it could bring it back in the team's favor. Now with only a minute and a half left in the time bank, the Floppas have shown fight here, and they're not done just yet. They don't want to be sent home. It's got to survive here. They cannot get picked on the rotate. It looks like they will not do just that. And now Purple Juice could land a big Dragon Strike on this rotation should he catch it.
Art does fall down to half HP. Going in here, we do see Firecracker does drop on the hotel here. We do see the whole rotate again. Whole rotate. We're gonna see here as ults do come online for both teams though. We're gonna see the blade come out here by Firecracker and the dragons from Purple Jesus. We're gonna see Tommy's at 3 ultimates here for all 4 from the Purple Apes here. And then it's just gonna be just Riddle Dog and the Nord Logic here as the objective starts ticking away, guys. And it looks like the Floppas are out of playoffs, and the Apes are now 4th seed, correct?
It should be if the sheet is accurate. The Purple
If
Apes
the sheet is accurate.
will go to 8-3, which ties them with the record for the Sea Dragons, but they have a plus 14 map difference rather than plus 13 for the Sea Dragons, so the advantage goes to them there with this sweep. And now they're going to have first map choice against the Sea Dragons next week for their playoff match, so bit of an advantage for them going in here. And sadly for we also have the Foxes claiming the 8th seed here for the playoffs, and I believe that locks the Bobcats into the 7th as well with the Floppas.
It does.
So yeah, our playoffs are now officially all figured out here, and yeah, very.
Now we're just playing for placement.
Now we're just playing to get on the podium. It's playoffs are finally here. You know, there's still one more regular season game, but playoffs are finally here. We know who you're going to be facing, who you can start planning for, and always an exciting part of the season.
Oh yeah, going in here now. Now it is my favorite part of the night. We get to pick an MVP, I believe, from the Purple Apes. What are your thoughts currently, Booney?
I mean, Flambo Jammo said a mash chat, and honestly,
I kind of agree.
It's always kind of a funny meme, like, haha, look at this guy. You know,
No, I don't think it's a meme though. This time he was just sniping.
I'm saying it's like, oh,
he was crazy.
He gets one headshot kill, like, haha, good job, King. But no, this one, honestly, the best player on the Pro League was Pokemon Guy, hands down. Like, he had a great showing on the May, especially on Circuit Royale. So I'm willing to give it over to TC.
I'm
there
too.
for the
Let's
Apes.
pull him over.
And let's see here, get him in here for an interview. Production so far done.
Oh,
and
hello,
there
Pokemon
he
Guy,
is, our MVP of the game.
yes, I did it.
You were crazy here on to especially the Circuit Royale. I saw you getting those headshots on May.
I was trying. I was really hoping to actually do something for my team. I feel like these past few games, I haven't either been there or just haven't done anything. So I locked in.
And locked in you did, especially, you know, walking into the very strong DPS line for Circuit Royale of Purple Jesus and Shoreline Pie. This double sniper look from the Flop was always scary, but you having no fear, finding multiple kills with the headshots on the Widowmaker, shutting down Shoreline Pie. So good start. And honestly, we just, you know, your initial thoughts now on the match being over, of course, and season now, regular season done, playoffs are locked in. You did claim the 4th seed over the City Sea Dragons. You're going to have your map choice going into your first playoff game. So just initial thoughts on this kind of big swing of momentum here for the Apes.
The Apes went in this and we were like, you know, it's like Floppas or the Foxians are getting into playoffs and we're probably going to win. So the Foxians are going to go in. What's stopping us from just giving it to Floppas? You know, we want that advantage. These playoffs are going to be rough for the Apes. At least we think, and we think that first map advantage against the Sea Dragons might help us that much, and so we really tried to get it done, and we did.
And especially down, you know, I know someone who's a pretty strong leader for your team, being Panini, you know, in the comm structure, in the strategies, in everything, and now him kind of being out of commission, coming in with a ringer, being forced to play, I guess what's kind of your quote unquote lesser comp, you know, with Firecracker on the support rather than DPS, but you definitely made it work here tonight. Everybody was playing so well for your team. It's hard to decide MVP, and you kind of won at the end of the day, but again, a big congrats from you, and WYND, what you got for me?
Alrighty. Hey, TC, all I'm saying, man, you were crazy, especially on that Circuit Royale. We were talking about you. Don't worry if you want to go watch it back.
I have to go watch. I really do.
How do you feel coming into this, though? Now that you're guaranteed 4th seed, what maps? How are you guys feeling against the Sea Dragons going into playoffs?
So going into playoffs, I know against the other than the Quails, the other top 3 up there, we really struggled in matches against them. and even in scrims against them, we've struggled. But I think we're gonna take into account what we've learned in those games, and I think we're really gonna do our best to win. You know, our comeback story against these teams.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting to see it too. I'm not gonna lie here, but like personally, how do you feel on the Purple Apes? Do you feel like you slot in perfectly with your team? Do you feel like
Oh,
you're a nice part? How do you feel?
as a rookie, I don't think this is a better team to start on. I as a low SR player coming in for the first time, final pick in the draft. Um, I don't think this is a better team to be on. This team is so great. Sanemi's amazing to play with on DPS. I have Carter and Cap and Tommy who can switch between tank, and then you have Carter and Mardox who can be my support line when I'm in, or then you have Panini who really helps run the team when I'm not in. It's This is an amazing team, and I think we really have a good shot of winning.
And I mean, I think, like you said, there's not much a better team to be on because of just the veteran leadership that you have from someone like Panini, but also you're coming in with a lot of rookies as well, so you're all kind of learning together. Say, you know, like a Mardox or a Senemi coming in for their rookie season and having a great performance, great standouts every week on their respective roles, and
Yeah,
that's a really good kind of way to get into this league and kind of get the I guess full spectrum of, you know, you said you were a low SR player, but then Mardox is, you know, the goated support killer, you know, so
yeah.
got the wide range here.
Yeah, no, I coming in with me and Mardox being rookies. I don't think Senemi is. I thought he played last season.
Senemi may have played last season. I might have.
Yeah.
I mean, things are just kind of going back and forth. I've done this for 5 years. All right, I'm
No,
I'm losing a
fair.
lot of
No,
names here.
That's fair, but I know me and Mardox come in as rookies. And you know, one of us low SR, one of us, you know, coming in prepared to carry the team. And you know, not to toot my own horn, but we're both carrying.
One of us came in to carry a team. Everyone's name is Mardox. You know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, this is the perfect team. I couldn't be happier with the people I've met here, and this is my first time like really interacting in Aurora as well. So I'm glad I'm coming in with such like a high energetic, fun team, you know. So keeps me interested in the game. So, but yeah, MVP, Pokemon guy.
Oh yeah.
Well, Win, do you got anything other than El Clasico for MVP
Oh,
Pokemon
I'll
guys?
give him
You
the
said?
classic, the little spiel we always have. Alrighty, Pokemon. I got a question for you, man. If you were not MVP tonight, who would you give it to and why?
Oh man. Who? Maybe. Wow, this is actually a rough question. I actually really have to think about this because my team played really well.
Hey, you're gonna get
They
more
played
MVPs in the future,
amazing.
man. You gotta get used to this question. This is El Clasico. This is every single match MVP interview. You gotta get used to it.
I know. I got to. I don't know. I got to give it to my captain, Tommy Slat. Man, he as a tank, he comes in every day, or not every, but every game, and he does his job. Tommy does his job every single time, and I've got to give it to him. I think
what a quarterback answer, by the way. He
I
comes in every day. He watches film. You know,
I know.
He puts it on the practice field.
Yeah, I know, but like, I mean, if I could, I'd give everybody on my team MVP. They played like crazy. So if you want me to give a joke answer, you know, Flambo Jambo right there. But
Undefeated in
but
maps,
no.
my goat.
Yeah. But no, Tommy comes in and does really well for us, and I mean, like I said, our whole team's amazing, but he played really well today.
And with that being said, we'll send you back to your team to celebrate, and we look forward to seeing you guys take on the Sydney Sea Dragons first round playoffs in a couple weeks here.
Yeah. Prepare for us to win.
Ooh, fighting words. I'm prepared. Honestly, I can't wait to see more of you, man.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you guys. Thank you for the MVP.
Yep. Thank you so much, and
Don't thank us. Thank yourself. You played amazing, man.
Yeah.
Best luck the rest of the way. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, with that being out of the way, the Purple Apes, you know, they started the season so strong, going undefeated. Then they ran into that kind of gauntlet of a schedule and started on a bit of a downturn. But now, you know, teams that start winning game momentum at the right time are the ones to be afraid of, especially now that, you know, potentially the Apes might have found something out with this Ramatra comp going into the Sea Dragons. And I would say that looking at the season now, looking at the playoff standings, every team's got a shot. I don't think there's one that I really, have a big strong feeling towards. I think that every match will definitely be a deciding, a couple picks here and there, and I got nothing in terms of who I bet in to win the whole thing.
Oh yeah, going into the playoffs, especially because like most teams here do have like their little niche that they can all play into here. Going in with either one specific comp or they just play really well consistently. Like honestly, I don't know. I can't put my bets on anybody really.
Well, chat, unfortunately, the back end might have died on us, so we're not going to have anything on the screen here before we say our goodbyes to you all. We do have 2 more games left this season, though, for the regular season. Or no, only one. That was the second to last. Now, the penultimate game, the real deciding factor of the playoffs, the Chip Cup versus the Stir Schnubble tier is going to be tomorrow.
I believe there is one more though. I believe it's the Zillas and the Bobcats and Zillas, and they're playing at LAN at Midwest Madness.
Oh God, they're really gonna stress that out, aren't they? Anyway.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I think that will be for sure streamed. Hopefully, I think we're gonna try to get the MSP folks to help us out with that one. We're gonna have casters in person, so we're hoping to get as much time as we possibly can there. But for WYND, I've been Booney. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you want more updates on playoffs as they begin here, join our Discord server. Links below in the description as well. And yeah, check out everything you need. All things Aurora, and we hope to see you again here for the next stream. And stay safe. Stay healthy. Have a great rest of your buddy.